entirety of this southern road that leads into has succumbed to a massive wildfire. Just thinking that if you were caught in something like this, it goes on for miles. Where would you even go to get away from the heat and smoke? It's just crazy to look at all the vegetation that was eliminated from this fire. As I'm driving up this road, I'm seeing a lot of places where it's a little bit rutted up. I can imagine after a fresh rain that this might be a little bit slippery. But if it's a rainy season and all the water crossings are actually water crossings, but the roads are dry, this would be a stellar trail with lots of little water crossings or creek crossings going. So if you got a stock Jeep and it is dry, you should not have any issues. If it has rained, then I would definitely say you may have a slick portions of the road, especially when it drops down. Well, we just asked the question, wonder what it looked like before. This is what it looked like before the wildfires. Time of the year, I'm sure that there would be repeated water crossings on this trail. It's pretty heavy rock. Anywhere there's a water crossing, it doesn't look like it's exceptionally deep. But right now we are in the end of April, and just like Florida, this is a very dry season. Even the springs that we just passed, there was nothing but a trickle. So those springs must be produced by the mountains, and it runs underground through the rock and comes out down the bottom. But this is gorgeous. So we came in through the southern entrance, which was quite a task and quite long. We've made a sharp right-hand turn to head northeast, and this area is full of Joshua trees. Road has just turned into a very rocky road. Not the ice cream. There's another lizard. I am standing in the ghost town of Delmar, Nevada. Quite a feat and task to get in here because it was quite a gravelly road. In the late 1800s, they found gold out here, and the Ferguson Mine Company came out and started to develop the gold mine, and instantly this was a town of 1,500 people. Over time, it became more and more popular and grew to a population of 3,000. The gold was embedded in quartz, and to get the gold out, they had to grind up the quartz. This produced a very fine dust. And the people that breathed that dust got silicosis, if I'm saying that right. And many, many people died out here. It got the nickname, the Widowmaker. It got taken over by a gentleman by the name of Delmar. And when the gold dried up and all the workers left, the town died. For a brief time, at the end of the Great Depression, the town started up again. But once again, it only lasted a couple years. Wild horses out here.
There's a mine.
Yep. Giant hoppers. Probably used to use these to carry the ore and earth that they had to separate. Whatever there was, there's a doorway to it right there. Looks like the same stuff that Cathedral Rock was made out of. The trail getting up here was something else. Lizards. This is a pipe. History. Quartz. Quartz dust. So much. If you find anything out here, artifact wise, it's kind of good to leave it so future generations can come out and see this stuff too. A lot of metal. It's hard to believe at one time this town had a population of 3,000.
Remains of the ghost town.
Well, that's about all there is to see out here at Delmar. A bunch of old stuff. But if you're like me, that is interesting and fascinating to see history.
Yes.
We are going to now try to find our way out, following a...
Yes.
Oh yeah, we did pass a dead horse on the way, and so now we're gonna head out, back down to that road, past the buildings and up over this corner, up around there, back down and over and out that way to Highway 93, which is gonna take us back down to Vegas. I'd say that's the hood. And that this is the car. I don't even know how they drove up here. Look at all the rocks. Pieces of the seat. But they drove some kind of car up here. Who knows how long? Who even knows what it is? You know me.
I can put a few more in it for you if you want.
I'd like to hear the story of what that car did to get up here.
I'm telling you.
You didn't do anything.
And the buildings still has a little bit of roof, and there's a fence swift on that rock. A little bit of a roof still. Tin roof. Yep. Like some miners' cabins. I don't hear any rattlesnakes. I guess it's the ones that you don't hear that are the problem. This was like a whole row of houses, probably miners' residence. The rocks, over time, it's getting reclaimed. These are easily been here 100 years, over 100 years ago. I mean, if it was the turn of the century in the 1800s, that was over 100 years ago. And that little low area right down there, that looks like a bedding place for deer. Alamo's that way, across the desert, a long way. We're going up this road and around.
We were way up there where that thing is, way on top, that structure. Well, this is the cemetery down at the bottom of where we were, up in Delmar, the ghost town. It's now a ghost town. Once a very happening place because of the mining that was going on. Robert Corgish. October 12th, 1871, November 21st, 1915. 44 years old. Etta E. Frank, 1873, 1896. Young. You never know. When it's your time, it's so important to know that you are right. My God Almighty. What we have here is a short period of time. A wardrobe that lasts only 70, 80, 90, 100 years. And then it's gone. But God, He's got eternity ahead for us. Don't wait to accept Jesus for another time, because you never know when your time is up.
That's a lifer for me.
Yeah, it's recording.
It's blowing up. I've never caught one of these before.
Oop, there he goes.
So we're in what I would call some kind of desert. I mean, there's Joshua trees all over the place. We're coming down off the mountain. This road from the north on 93 is much more easy to get to Delmar than the way we took. The southern entrance, which you'll see on my Gaia track, takes a lot longer to get through. It is a lot more scenic. There was a major forest fire a year ago out there, and it burnt a lot of the trees and burnt a lot of the brush and debris. And now you drive a long portion, it seems like, with burnt debris. Well, once you clear that, you go off into the forest and the whole environment changes. You go up and down roads, and eventually you come out to a small, high end of the moderate trail to get up into the old ghost town of Delmar. Well, it's a bumpy, rocky road, and you need to absolutely stay on it, because on the sides, it seems like that was the town dump. And the town dump threw all kinds of trash and everything in it. But right now, we're making our way out and northwest to Highway 93 so that we can go to Vegas. If I see anything else, I'll let you know.
It's a great little thing, but you have to have reception.
Yeah.
Because it uses the internet to tell you what's wrong.
Oh. Well, you guys know how we always say when you Jeep with a buddy. And this is why. We don't know what happened, but Ike's truck just all of a sudden quit. So we are right now towing him. But this is why it's important. Anytime you go on places that you're out in the boonies, take a buddy with you. Don't go by yourself.
Never wheel alone. Perfect example. We had moved forward and he stalled going over a hill. And when he stalled going over the hill, it wouldn't start. It's doing the same kind of thing that my 07 JK was doing. So I'm towing him off the trailhead out to Highway 93. We're gonna see what happens from there. If he was wheeling alone, he'd be walking out for miles on end and probably not make it out to the highway before dark. Definitely not before dark, because we were all the way out at Delmar when this happened. We had gone down off the mountain, thankfully. Towing him off the mountain would have been a real chore. So I'm just thankful to the Lord that it happened where it happened. Praying that it starts when we get up to Highway 93.
A recovery gear. We had just one piece of recovery gear, but
We had a tow strap. That's it. No winches, no kinetic, no max tracks, no spare parts.
we're in a rental.
We're in a rental. And we're in Nevada, not Florida. So lesson for the day, never wheel alone, especially in remote places. Wheeling alone out at places where it's not far to walk out and get help is one thing. Wheeling 30-something miles off-road, well, that's an issue. But if you do, you better have spare parts. Deer in front of us. I just want to say thank you for riding with us.
Yes.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. I'm Matt.
I'm Randy. I'm Lily.
I'm Mike.
And you've just been on off-road travels to the ghost town
Of Delmar.
of Delmar. Ike is a local guide for mountain biking and hiking.
Yeah.
So here's a plug from Ike for hiking.
Go to Lincoln County hiking or Caliente mountain biking.
So you want a mountain bike, you want to hike, go there. You want a Jeep? Well, follow our GPS track. It's linked below. And hey, look at that. I'm wearing merch from our merch store. You can get this t-shirt online. So next time you come on a Florida Jeep ride or off-road travels, you can represent. See you next time. Bye.